Good evening, everyone. This is your evening news recap, your nightly news podcast on all the news that I come across throughout the day, giving you my take as somebody who aspires to be a politician in the near future. I don't think I've ever messed up on that. Holy, we're leaving it in though. Um, Hopefully, all you guys are doing well. It's been an interesting day. There's a swather going by and cutting some grain, so hopefully he's done. The field looks cut now. I'm looking at it, but maybe he won't be. If you hear any loud noise, that's why. My apologies. Still got to get the news in. But yeah, it's just, the little standard New Holland swather, with the red body and the orange, or not the orange, the yellow roof and all that. I don't know the exact number on it, but if anyone's interested in farming, you'll know. Anyways, outside of my little rant about it being loud outside, hopefully all you guys are doing well. It's hot, but we're here. We're going to get into the news. So let's get into it. Moving into the Trump administration segment today, it's been a slow week so far as there hasn't really been any news, both today and yesterday, it being Tuesday now. But we do have one topic in the Trump administration segment as Pam Bondi files a misconduct complaint against judges ruling against the Trump administration. Pam Bondi and the Justice Department filed a misconduct complaint against Judge James E. Boasberg, who clashed with the administration over deportations to El Salvador. Pam Bondi said on social media she is directing the filing for making improper public comments about President Trump and his administration while in public. Bondi complaints came from the comments that have undermined integrity and impartiality of impartiality. I don't know why I'm struggling to say that word. Like, it seems like such a simple word and I just can't read it. Impartially. Italy. Impartially. Impartially. I feel like that's not how you spell impartially, though, because it's like impartial and then the ity. Like, that feels weird. I know I'm going off topic, but I don't know why I'm just now noticing that's the spelling of impartially, but that is like, it feels so weird for the spelling. Anyways, they believe it undermines the integrity and the impartiality of the judiciary branch, adding the administration has always complied with court orders. I know damn well this administration hasn't complied with court orders. We all know that. They've ignored Boasberg himself on numerous occasions at this point. I mean, bottom line, the administration is a problem and are actively causing more problems every day. I mean, they just do what they want. They don't listen to judicial orders. It's my way or the highway with Trump and his administration. And it needs to be stopped because if not, they are going to destroy the country. They are actively doing that, committing an ethnic cleanse across the United States with people from Latin and South America. It is a problem and it needs to change. Is Latin America the correct term? I guess it would be Central and South America, not Latin America. My bad. Because I believe some of Latin and Central America works or combines together to some degree. I don't know. I got to brush up on my geography. It's been a little bit, but I do know it is Central and South America as the correct. Those would be the correct terms technically. In other news, Trump claims Epstein stole one of his employees, changing his story on why he cut off Epstein. Trump is claiming Epstein stole Virginia Guffieri from his club. When speaking to reporters today, Trump said, "He took people that work for me, and I told him, don't do it anymore, and he did it." Previously, the president claimed he kicked him out of his club for being a creep, but seemingly it's because that he stole his employees and not because he's a creep anymore. I'm struggling to speak today, guys. Sorry. This is interesting because, I mean, he said the reasoning behind him getting rid of Epstein was because he was a creep, and now he's claiming that it was because he took away his workers. I don't know, like, at this point, he just wants to cover his ass any way he should, man. And he really shouldn't. He should just throw in the towel. He's in the files. We all know it's just a matter of time before we hear about it. whether it's in this administration or not. I mean, at the end of the day, we're all gonna know, and I wouldn't be shocked if. Sorry for yawning. I just he's just trying to cover his ass everywhere he goes. He's trying to cover his ass and distract people and get to people to think that he's not in the files, and it just at the end of the day, it's gonna make him look worse every day. It really is. Moving on to our ice segment today, we have one topic as alligator Alcatraz has no hurricane plans. After weeks of requests for answers from the state of Florida, the state has come out and said that it has no formal completed plan to handle hurricanes at Alligator Alcatraz, the facility in the heart of the Florida Everglades. Governor Ron DeSantis had previously said the site, made up of tents and trailers, could handle Category 2 hurricane winds, and the people would only be evacuated if more winds happened. You have got to be joking me. For one, this site does not survive a hurricane. It is made of tents and chain link fences. I mean, one storm blows in and all of that is going with it. Two, you're telling me in Florida you don't have a plan for hurricanes. In Florida, you don't have a plan. I mean, not only does that put people at risk of dying, but this place isn't stopping a hurricane. Like, people are going to die, bottom line, in this facility if a hurricane happens, and you have no plan? That is fucking disgusting. And, I'm not shocked. I'm sure they just want people to die in these facilities anyways. But that's fucking crazy. Genuinely, that is fucking crazy that you have people in these facilities. It cannot stand against a hurricane, and you don't even have a plan to evacuate. That is a fucking problem and is insane. Like, what happens when hurricane season rolls around and we have all these people in there? Is that when the Human Rights Council is finally going to get in and investigate all of this? Because they should have done that yesterday. I'm going to be real. Like, not to dig on the Human Rights Council. I know the United States has a lot of influence, but like, we gotta get something in here. We gotta have some country say something. And if it's gonna take, I mean, even if it goes past hurricanes, like, someone's got to say something eventually, right? Like, bottom line, we are putting human lives at risk here, and seemingly nobody cares but the American citizens who aren't MAGA. That is crazy. Moving on into the other news segment today, a Blackstone executive has been killed. During the shooting in Manhattan yesterday, it has come out that one of the victims was a Blackstone executive, Wesley LePatner. LePatner was global head of Core Plus Real Estate and chief executive officer of Blackstone Real Estate Income Trust. LePatner was one of 4 shot and killed by the 27-year-old Shane Tamara of Las Vegas. If the name Blackstone sounds familiar to you, it's because it likely does. The company is buying all of these houses across the country and jacking up all the rates. Essentially, it's one of the main reasons why housing in this country is so fucking expensive. I mean, the spirit of Luigi is lingering across the streets of New York City. He's not dead, but you know what I mean. Of course, I give my condolences to the others who tragically passed in this situation. It's horrible. It sucks that they had to die. But I do not give a pity in the world for a CEO who goes around, or not a CEO, but an executive who goes around buying up all of these houses and, destroying the housing market in the country, making it so hard for people to buy homes. I mean, it's because of them, like, that people like you and me can't afford to buy a house, and that shouldn't be the case. Your average everyday American should be able to afford a house if they work a job, and that's not the case when it shouldn't be, genuinely. And like an apartment shouldn't be, bank breaking to have it. You should be able to afford a house, and you should also be able to afford an apartment. Like, housing is expensive in this country, and that shouldn't be the case. It genuinely should not be. Housing should be cheap. It should be easy for me to have a place to go to sleep, and it should be easy for me to have a place to go to eat. And the fact that it's not in this country is a huge problem. I mean, the homeless crisis is it's insane, genuinely. I mean, you go to California, you go to rural areas, you see homeless people everywhere, mostly because Gavin Newsom pushed out all the ones from the Bay into the Central Valley. But, I mean, homeless people are everywhere. There is a homeless crisis in this country, and it needs to be solved. Genuinely, it does. Moving on to the final segment today, a CEO is excited to fire employees because of AI. Elijah Clark, a chief executive who advises other companies heads on using AI at their companies is saying CEOs, I can't speak. Is saying CEOs are excited about the holy CEOs are excited about what AI brings. He said this was because AI doesn't go on strike, it doesn't ask for a pay raise. Clark is one of many pushing to get rid of humans in the workforce and essentially around the world, as they want AI and robots to do labor for free. AI and robots need to be like regulated. I mean, I don't know who they expect to pay for anything when nobody's working, but hey, whatever. Humans should be doing work. I mean, we expect, and we should have better conditions and higher wages. AI and robots, sure, they are helpful tools, but they will replace us if not regulated, and that shouldn't be the case. Are they helpful tools? Sure. It's nice to have, something like that help you with your work, but humans' bottom line should be doing jobs that they are very capable of doing, like law enforcement, like the fire departments, like an office job. Things like that should be done by humans because, if we just allow these robots to take over our society and do all the work, it's going to make people lazy. And Americans are already lazy enough. We all know that. But, like it is going to make society as a whole lazy. And that shouldn't be the case. We should be having people work and do jobs, not having people sit around and do jack shit. But with that being said, thank you all so much for watching this episode. I hope you all enjoyed. If you're on YouTube, please consider subscribing, dropping a like, and dropping a comment down below. Let me know your thoughts on all the news from the day. We are on our way to 500 subscribers. I would love to get there as soon as possible. It would mean the world to me if you could help me get there. If you're on Substack, please consider subscribing. All funds go to me. They'll help me pay for the things that I'll need to pay for in college, like food and clothing and all those kinds of things. But if not, you can always subscribe for free. I truly do appreciate it. Thank you all so much for watching this episode, and I will see you all in tomorrow's news recap. Later.